All right, Shalom. First, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Makakwadash. Double honors to our apostles, a great millstone that rule with honor and with diligence. Honor to you brothers out there pushing this truth on the four corners to wake up the elect. Peace be to the elect and their families, those that change according to the word. Call upon the names of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai in time of trouble. We say, peace be unto you. May the Lord have mercy on you in these evil times that we're living in. Definitely evil times, extremely wicked, evil times that we're living in. So, definitely, keep each other in prayer, keep the elect in prayer, you know, um, apostles, elders, brothers, sisters, you know, we continually pray for you all, man, you sincere elect individuals, you know, and, yeah, this is just, a quick lesson. I saw this video, circulating, on the internet, and I was, it was just an appalling video, I'm gonna play the video, but it just goes to show you, how low, our people have failed, and especially these women, you know, these women, they have these kids, and they use them their whole lives as a check, as a reason to get by, okay, if I get a kid, that means I get money. But in most instances, the money doesn't go to the child doesn't have anything, the child doesn't get anything, because the woman says, well, I got to feed you. And if you're raising a child and you have custody of that child, you should be able to feed that child regardless of if you get money. Because what if because a lot of these black women like to get with Pookie and Ray Ray, and what if Pookie and Ray Ray get locked up? Then what? You know, but then you got to rely on the government. You got to rely on Section 8 and all of this. But at this point, those things are starting to fail. The president that's in office now is a Donald Trump ain't having it. He like, man, like, fuck all that, man. You know, he's seeking to disband all of this, this money, or he's seeking to make a system to where you don't just get easy money no more. You know, so like the age of women, getting all of this, this free funding to fund their lives is coming to an end. And it was recently, there was another video of it was a black woman. She was singing the national anthem, and she fainted and fell on her face. And her brother said, look, hey, that represents the fall of a lot of these haughty black women, you know. But I'm gonna play this video, and I'm gonna get into a few scriptures. I will recite this edifying lesson, and another thing, like, we're not here to bash all black women. I know it's, women that's trying to get the truth, that's trying to be sincere, and then they hear these messages that we put out, and they get cut. And like if it don't apply to you, then you shouldn't be feeling no type of way about it. But the thing is, this women have this sister code that they live by, where if you getting on basically a bitch that ain't shit, then everybody, all these other women feel like they got to protect her, you know. But hey, you can't protect a nigga that don't listen, man. Some of your friends ain't shit, but you still want to protect them. Out. You still want to protect them, You still want to, have their back, even when they're wrong, and that's not cool, man. You should be the first one, a real friend, to tell you when you're wrong, man. A real friend will be like, you know what, that's off. That's not right. And then all kinds of egregious situations happen because, sisters ain't checking sisters. you know, because of the sister code, and that's not helping. And now you got now situations are way the fuck out of hand because in most women's eyes, the men, you can't check me. And then the women, they just won't do it. Oh, she's a woman like me. But you know what? In a lot of cases, there's good women and there's fucked up women. Just like there's good men and there's fucked up men. And the fucked up people got to be addressed, man. They got to be addressed. Because now you got shit like this happening. I'm going to play this video.
I can't believe this is real. Listen to this one.
Not getting no job. If you go get a job, they're gonna take my Section 8. Then you won't be able to get no Section 8. You're not going to get no job. They're gonna count your income against my Section 8 and my link card. You're not working.
See? And she said link card, so that lets you know she more than likely she's from Chicago or somewhere in Illinois, or Chicago or somewhere in Illinois, because they call it link out there. So she's telling her son, look, I don't want you to work, and I don't want you to work because it's gonna affect my Section 8 if you get a job. And then if you grow up and want Section 8, you won't be able to get it because they've made a hustle off of living off the system, and as a what's really disturbing about this video is a parent, any parent that loves their child would want their child to grow up and succeed in life. And it's our jobs as parents to prepare our children to live on without us, to be self-sufficient and to be able to take care of themselves. And a lot of that is just gone, like these parents now, they baby these fucking kids. They want to be their friends. They don't put them to no fucking labor. Kids don't even fucking wash dishes no more. Or barely take out the trash. Like, you got the parents fucking, doing every goddamn thing for these kids, and that shouldn't be. But it's digressed into even worse situations like this. Listen to this. This is terrible, man.
No.
That's so wrong.
So I don't care what you got to say. I don't care how you feel. You're not working. You're not going to get a job. You're not going to school. You're not doing none of that shit.
Wait, Mom, I'm saying how I'm supposed to be successful in life, Mom. So you basically telling me I gotta be.
Well, hold on, Salaki. I gotta rewind that a little bit.
I'm saying how I'm supposed to be successful in life, Mom. So you basically telling me I gotta be broke to be successful. I gotta be broke so I can get Section 8.
You gotta be
so
broke so the government can help you.
See, they've made it a hustle with living off the government, but we're living in a time where the government ain't gonna be willing to save you no more. Hey, I read an article yesterday. So like I read an article yesterday, they're talking about, they're talking about passing a bill where if you get Medicaid, you gotta fucking go and work at these farms where they deporting Issachar from. You gotta go and fucking do something, They're working it into the system to where all these jobs where they're deporting Issachar and ain't no fruit or vegetables getting picked or the animals getting fed at these farms. They gonna start making the black woman do that shit. So the young man, he probably got some brains, because like he like, man, look, I don't want to come up like this. Like, like who fucking grew up on Section 8, and then that's pretty much lower class, and the man want to do something better with his life or try to do something better with his life, and his mother is holding him back. Listen to this.
The government can help me. So you telling me I can't work no job, bro? Like that's like all my friends got jobs and live in nice houses. So you telling me I got to go through the same thing you went through?
If you
to have a
don't
house?
do any of that, they're going to take my Section 8.
How?
And I'm
What
trying
they
to
be
tell
like?
you
What
that
they
you
be?
can go get yours like ease. You can go get
They
a nice house.
will. No, they will look at that and be like, he's doing something and give me a bigger house, ma. That's what you told me.
Where I'm gonna go? I don't have no job.
I can
See?
get up.
See, and another thing, these women are not raising these men to go out and be self-sufficient. They're raising them to be son husbands. Well, if you leave, what am I going to do? If you leave my Section 8 gone, what am I going to do? And she knows she going to do. She going to go and let some Pookie and Ray Ray shoot up the spot and have another baby. And then, she going she's probably thinking that right now. Well, who can I let? Which one of these low life niggas? Because they all think of us as low lives. These women really fucking hate us. Which one of these low lives or suckers I'm gonna get to shoot up the spot so I can have another baby and keep my Section 8? Because if this nigga want to leave, then I gotta still be able to keep my Section 8.
Section 8 and apply for my own Section 8.
Okay, but if you do that, you're gonna have to go the hard way. It's gonna take a long.
So what? That's what I'm
Wait
saying.
2 months, get on Section 8, find you a nice apartment, go get you a link card. You will be fine. You don't have to.
See, and that's the thing. This his mother been raising him, but he went out and talked to some other people, and he found out, look, that's not the way. No way to live. He somebody talked some sense into that young man. And hopefully he gets out of that situation where he's trapped into this low level life mindset. I gotta live. My mother was on Section 8, so I gotta be on Section 8. Hopefully he escape. Hopefully, he got somebody he can go and stay with until he get on his feet, and hopefully he can get away from that situation, because that's a horrible fucking representation of a mother. That's terrible. You're setting your son up to fail, and then the system is failing. So now, you're setting your son up to be in a failing system. If he wants to go and work and get his own and be a man, and his mother is trying to destroy him, basically. So let's get the scriptures, man. Salakia. Hold on. This is Ecclesiasticus. Hold on, let me get it in there. Ecclesiasticus 3:9. It says, "For the blessing of the father established the houses of the children, but the curse of the mother rooted out foundations." Okay, and she's seeking to root out this man's foundation by keeping him in a low estate. If you leave, they're gonna take my Section 8.
Get on Section 8, find you a nice.
And I don't know if this is a skit, but because she does have a wedding band on, so she probably got some sucker, yeah, tell him, don't not to leave, man. Like, and that's another thing. You fucking men, bro. You so-called men. You're called men, but a lot of you men are a bunch of bitches too, man. The woman, you see this, a lot of you men, you see this woman, like, you abuse, you sit back and let this woman, fuck up her child's life. She probably, I don't know if she married to his father or not, but if she is, the father should be in the background saying, look, no, fuck that, man. He got to go and be his own man. And I thought I heard somebody whispering in the background. I hope that ain't his father. You know, because like a real man would step in and be like, no, he not gonna fucking live like we live. Fuck that, son. Go do what you got to do, son. No, you level up. He trying to level up. Why don't you fucking level up? You know? Now she's set to destroy this young man's life, because she want to keep her Section 8. You know, Section 8 is living off the government. This man, he wants to be his own man. And that's how young men should be. Like, I don't want to live off no woman, to live off my father, always told me, son, look, don't live off no woman, man. Have your own money. Have your own things, man. Have your own things going, man. Don't put yourself in a situation where all you got in life is your woman things. But look at where we at now. You got to be on Section 8 because I'm on Section 8. That's not, like this man could go off into a trade school or something and make and do way better than that. He could, he could become a plumber or or electrician or something and be well to do. But if he listens to his mother, he ain't gonna be shit. And that's a horrible state of mind for any mother to have. If you leave, they gonna take my Section 8. Like, bro, like that's you supposed to be raising this young man to be an adult. They got that saying out there, I'm out here adulting. Eventually, he's supposed to start adulting. But that just goes to show you, man, how low our people are, man. You know? I don't know if he got his father in his life, but if the father ain't stepping up saying nothing and try to change the situation, then he ain't no fucking father. You got to be a man to be a father. Okay? Can't no sucker nigga be a father. You're not even a man yet. A lot of these guys are raised up by women and grow up with the same mindset that they have. You don't have no male faculties. You just like a chick in a male body, man. Like, men gotta snap out of that, bro. They gotta snap out of that. That feminine fucking spirit, man. That vibration, that feminine weak vibration, man, and be men. The men are the rulers of this nation, man. But if they act like fucking women, then they ain't no good. This is Micah 7:9. I will bear the indignation of the Lord because I have sinned against him until he plead my cause and execute judgment for me. He will bring me forth to the light, and I shall behold his righteousness. Then she that is mine enemy, and like, I know the scriptures say you're supposed to honor your mother and father, and that the passage, one of the passages that I'm gonna go into in the scriptures, I believe that scripture is right before it. You're supposed to honor your mother and father, but it comes a time in your life where you got to make your own your own decisions as a man and as a woman. It comes a time in your life where you can't make this. You can't live off your parents anymore. You can't. You gotta be your own adult. And like, you don't got to dishonor them and disrespect them to do that, but you got to tell them, look, nah, I can't do that. Okay. It comes a time where you can tell your parents, look, nah, I can't do that. I got to do this. I'm sorry. You know, if you feel, if you feel some type of way, but this is what I'm going to do. You know, it comes a time and everybody's like, hey, I remember Apostle Ricard, man, to this day, did a lesson. You got to be your own man in this truth. And that's in your own life too, man. It's important to learn to be your own man. That's very important, man. It says, because I have sinned against him until he plead my cause and execute judgment for me, he will bring me forth to the light, and I shall behold his righteousness. It says, then she that is my enemy shall see it, and shame shall cover her, which said unto me, where is the Lord thy God, thy power? You know? So a lot of these women, they're going to be ashamed in this time, man. You know? Because not only the woman that's with a lot of men, the women that's with a lot of men, but the women that heard us, that heard this gospel, and they got offended because what we said, it didn't go according to their worldly view of life. And now the woes that we spoke about are waking up, and now people are going to start getting shaken. You know, one of the brothers did put up a video. The woman was walking around a job. She's saying all of us are getting fired. You know, and it was a workplace. You know, what was left was full of women. A lot of people had left, but you know, So man, like these woes, these economic woes are coming, and a lot of these women gonna be humbled. You know, in this time, but like for a woman to just use. Like this young man is about to be an adult, and you so set on just using him up that you would allow him to destroy his life, or that you allow him to grow up and be poor and continue the cycle of laziness and triflingness that you set up. It ain't no help out here for men like it is for women. Women don't understand that. You know, he could be on the Section 8 list, but if there's 8 women, they're gonna be pushed to the forefront. And then if 7 more women come, they got babies, they're gonna be pushed to the forefront. You know? It's not a lot of women don't understand it's not easy as easy for men as it is for women. And society was set up to uplift women. It says, shame shall cover her which said unto me, where is the Lord thy power? My eyes shall behold her, now shall she be trodden down as the mire in the streets. And a lot of these women are going to be trodden down as the mire in the streets because they don't have no worth. They don't have no value. You know, the only value they have is that same vagina that everybody else can tell you about. You know, in most cases, you'd be surprised now. You'd be surprised if you find a woman that can cook. You'd be surprised if you can find a woman that can do any fucking thing that women are supposed to be doing. Like it's like a total, like, women 40 years old can't even cook, eating, like eating the American diet, like eating the American diet in the household. You go out to eat and you buying fast food, burgers and fries and fried chicken. You go home and cook, you cooking the same shit. Burgers, fried chicken, and pizza. And wonder why your fucking children are slow. You tell your children try to do something, they keep forgetting. Because they lethargic, because the diet is fucked up. Then you mad at them for forgetting, but you feeding them garbage. You know, like, this is terrible, man. They don't have no energy. Oh, you little lazy bastard, but you feed them everything that don't give them energy. It's terrible. We are in dire straits. We're in a horrible case right now. And I see why the Lord just got to start killing people. The Lord just got to start taking people out. That's the resolve of this situation. The Lord just got to start offing niggas, man. Okay? Mine eyes shall behold us. You is trodden down as the mire in the streets. We're gonna be watching you get stomped the fuck out, and then you in such a position that don't nobody fucking want to help you. You can't help a nigga that don't fucking listen, man. I tell you, don't go fucking that way. Don't go that way. It's danger that way. Well, God will protect me, and God ain't fucking with you. The Lord ain't with you. Well, the Lord will protect me, but nigga, you don't know the Lord. What Lord? And if you're in a relationship, your husband is your Lord. That he's the one that's supposed to say, fucking don't do that. And you're supposed to be like, okay, I'm not going to do it. Now this pushback bullshit that women do. Man, see? And you know what? And that's why a lot of people these women going to be in pitiful case. A lot of these people going to be in pitiful case out here. And the majority of them are going to be women. That's why I said women earlier. It's going to be men in fucked up positions too. But it's something in men that when they get in those positions, they start to thrive. When they start to get in low positions, their minds start to work. Yo, what can I do? Okay, how can I get water? How can I get food? Okay, let me see. They start putting shit together. Women just bug out. When times get hard, they just bug out. And it's going to be a position where they ain't going to have nobody to bug out on. It's going to be a lot of suicide. It's going to be a lot of prostitution. Okay? It's going to be a lot of bad fucking times coming, man. And we've been warning people. The Lord had us out here faithfully for years, warning, telling you. And then you thought when you heard us, oh, this nigga got potty mouth. I'm not listening to him. But you know what? I'd rather listen to somebody that say a few harsh words than be out there when niggas getting killed. I can deal with a few harsh words, but I want to live. I want to see the salvation of the Lord. So what? So what do? I'm gonna be obedient. And then, like the children of Israel, well, we don't want to listen to you. If God wants us to do this, let him come down and talk to us. And then the Lord came down and fried the mountaintop. And they was like, no, we'll talk to you. Niggas don't know who they want to talk to. They just want to be bullheaded, rock-headed niggas, man. They don't know who the fuck they want to talk to. Oh, that's why the Lord about to bring some bad times, man. The Lord about to bring some really harsh times. And people going to start feeling it. And people going to start dying. People going to start, they're going to feel it. And then they're going to still be trying to do what the fuck they want to do. Until the Lord just say, you know what? Kill that nigga. You're unsalvageable. Let me just kill you. So a lot of these women, they're gonna be stomped out in the fucking streets. They're gonna be killed. You gonna see women with their panties on their ankles in a ditch some goddamn where. It's gonna get bad. You know, it's going to get bad, man. And y'all think we just talking just because we got a mouth. But, man, the scriptures speak of these things. It's going to get bad out here. And it's going to get bad soon. I don't know exactly how soon, but I know it's not going to delay. The Lord said he's going to speed up the time for the elect's sake. And that's happening. There's all kind of scientists talking about, the world is spinning faster than it usually does. Now, the days are going to be shortened. The scriptures say for the elect's sake, the days will be shortened. And people still want to play these fucking games like the scriptures ain't what it is. They'll listen to that. But when the shit hit them, they want to get all funny. Start squirming and run. Time out. Nigga want to call time out, man. Time out. Oh, man. Call time out when you out here on your ass somewhere and some dogs get after you. Turn around and say time out and see if they stop chasing your ass. You know? Yeah, that's terrible, man. Like, this man is trying to, this mother is supposed to be trying to raise this man to be self-sufficient and grow up to and be able to take care of his own family, get his own stuff. I remember when parents joyed when their children was about to get out the house and be their own adults. When their children were becoming self-sufficient. I remember when parents joyed in that shit. Like, man, this little dude is growing up, man. When they start seeing the kids making certain decisions with their own life. And they say, yeah, that's a good idea. But now you can't even do that. Now, no, if you start using your fucking head, then I'm going to lose my Section 8. That's terrible. That's a horrible way of thinking. That's a low life way of thinking, man. It ought not be so, but it is. Because the scriptures said it was going to happen. The scriptures speak about how the eyes of the mother's eyes are going to be evil towards the children. As it is so, in that video. This old retarded ass. Let me quit. Retardo right there. Yeah, because women get offended. Why'd you got to call her retarded? That's fucking retarded. Okay? Lamentations 4:3 says, even the sea monsters draw out of the breast, they give suck to their young ones. The daughter of my people has become cruel, like the ostrich in the wilderness. There's another scripture that said the ostrich, they leave their eggs on the ground and flee off and crush them. They don't even look down and see what the damage they're fucking doing. They just run the fuck off. And that's the accountability of women is totally absent. It's zero. It's -10. It's totally absent. So this woman can't start reasoning in herself and say, you know what, I can't do that. I can't destroy. It's some women out there that still got some accountability, a little left that society hasn't stolen from them. But, a lot of these women don't have on -10 accountability. Nothing. Account of what? It says the tongue of the suckling child cleaveth to the roof of the mouth for thirst. The young children ask bread, and no man breaketh it unto them. You know, and like the daughter. It said the daughter. When it said the daughter of my children have become cruel, it's talking about the daughters of Israel, our people, man. You know, I remember when my grandmother. It seemed like she could take a piece of bread and two beans and make a whole dinner out of it. I mean, I'm using sarcasm, but like, man, now a woman have a refrigerator full of food and it's all bullshit. I seen a woman cook a pizza nugget, a pizza. I said a pizza nugget, a pizza, and threw chicken nuggets on top of it. We having chicken nugget pizza. I was like, oh God, help us. You know, I remember when the so-called black woman used to cook her ass off. Because of lack of accountability, waning accountability, -10. Now you're destroyed. You're through. Slovakia. I'll get one more scripture. Of course, Isaiah 32. Oh, Slovakia. Oh, it's right there. Getting old, I may need some glasses. Isaiah 32 and 9. We need salvation. We need to just get the fuck out of here, man. Isaiah 32 and 9. Rise up, you women that are at ease. And that woman is at ease. No, I don't want my Section 8 to be disturbed. That's you at ease, man. You can't go get a job. You can't go to school. You can't do none of that. So fuck his life. He can't if he can't then he can't make a better life for himself. So if we did have time, and Lord's willing we don't. Lord willing, this place is man. Well, time is short. It's real short. But if we was here another 30 years and this dude, she gets old, and this dude is on Section 8, how you gonna help take care of his mother if she can't work no more? And they they raised them retirement age, and old people can't do the work that young people can do in most cases. So she might have to get a Walmart job. What if she falls sick or fall ill and he got to take care of her? How you gonna take care of her on fucking Section 8 and living a mediocre life? And it probably won't even be instilled in him to take care of her because she's not taking care of him properly. Apparently, she's not. People think that I feed you and send you to school. That's taking care of a child. It takes a lot more than that. I feed you and I send you to school, don't I? Yeah, but you feed them garbage and then you don't teach them nothing after they get out of school. And half of these schools don't teach these kids shit. Kids are passing grades. Kids are graduating and can't even fucking read, man. Graduating high school and you tell this nigga, hey, read this. And this nigga still sounding out fucking letters. Still sounding out fucking letters, man. And they just passing to the next grade. It says, rise up, you women that are at ease, hear my voice. And then another thing, a lot of these mothers ain't doing shit with these kids in the house. You just a goddamn bitch, you know, walking around the house with stanky panties and nappy hair. When your kids get home from school, all you do is fucking yell. What happened to the mothers that used to sit down with their kids? Okay, show me your homework. Okay, what did you do? Like, okay, what does that say? This and that. But what happened to the mothers that used to be teachers? That's rare. That's rare, man. Now these bitches are so fucked up because they got -10 accountability. They're so fucked up that the kids don't even know how to fucking read, and they don't care. They don't give a shit. They just send you off into society like you go, yeah, that's my baby, and that's exactly what the fuck he is, a baby. Haven't even done nothing to help this child advance to the next level. Just sit on your fucking ass all day and smoke weed. And pop different niggas, you know, and screw different niggas, man. And then get mad at the child that they don't know shit. You so slow. Yeah, but like, and then that's another thing. These women calling these kids slow, but you was fucking mother, dumbass. What does that make you? And you niggas need to be put the fuck down, man. It's like you gotta laugh, man. You gotta laugh to keep from crying, man, because it's horrible, man. Like, you know, I think about my childhood, man. You know, and you know, my mother sitting down with me and going over my homework with me, and how non-existent that is in a lot of households, man. You know, a lot of households, these kids are fending for themselves. And you ask your mother, and all she got is some ghetto knowledge. Well, you got to get Section 8. The government gonna help you. Because that's all the fuck she know. And that's terrible that you didn't raise the child up to damn near grown, and all the fuck you know is just lay around on Section 8. That's horrible. And that's coming to an end. It says, rise up, you women that are at ease, hear my voice, ye careless daughters, give ear unto my speech. It says, many days and years shall ye be troubled, ye careless women, for the vintage shall fail and the gathering shall not come. Yeah, this whole Section 8 and free money. I get free money, or child support. All these, man, the cuts are coming to all this shit. And all of you fucking losers, you're going to realize, I'm a loser. Then you're going to realize, you know what? I'm a loser. It's already happening. Women don't, I'm 40 years old and I feel like I haven't done anything with my life. All you losers are going to realize you was a loser the whole fucking time. Your pappy, the white man, was holding your hand, but now he don't need you no more. Now Pappy's got a brand new bag. He don't fucking need you. So now he like, man, let go of my hand. I'm kicking dust in your face. Now you somewhere sitting on the ground crying because you thought Pappy wasn't gonna leave you. Verse 11, tremble ye women that are at ease. No, Salaki, I'm gonna read 10 again. Many days and years shall ye be troubled, ye careless women, for the vintage shall fail and the gathering shall not come. All of these benefits, you know, all this stuff, this stuff that you get to hold you over, it's gonna start coming to an end. And it's a great humbling coming, especially for these black women. Hey, these Latina women, they already seeing it. All of the tribes are about to get this great humbling. You're gonna be forced to fucking be humble, because the Lord is tired of you stiff necked, rock headed niggas, man. Now he gonna start doing shit to break you niggas down. A lot of these curses that we didn't endure, we haven't endured to the extent that we used to, are gonna come back into full effect. Like the curse that say you should have no assurity of thy life. People gonna be put in bad situations where they don't know what the fuck they can do. What am I supposed to do? Then don't be the jackass that you done exhausted every option. Now I want you, Lord. Don't be that asshole, because who want who wants somebody like that? Don't no man want a woman that them the whole neighborhood then banged. And then then I'm gonna put you in a white dress. Get the fuck out. Don't nobody want that. And men that do get that is like, they don't know about it, because if they knew, they wouldn't deal with it. They would, nah, I don't know. Everybody would be laughing at me, telling sex stories while you over there getting married. Yeah, I remember when I had her back in 11th grade. Yeah. She used to be good. you know? Yeah, me too, man. And I'm like, man, we ran a train on her in the bathroom. Dun 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 dun. Hey, Charles, did you hit that too? Yeah, man. But he getting married, so I don't talk about it. Dun 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 dun. It's bad, man. So if you're gonna be getting a slut, make sure you get somebody that's oh my goodness, it's bad, man. Because majority of these women are fucking sluts. They ran through. But if you're gonna get a woman, make sure she's some type of asset to your life. Don't just get a bitch that can't fucking, boil water. She can't. You know, you got to do every fucking thing, man. You got another kid. You got a fucking kid now. You know. It says, "Tremble, ye women that are ease." She was sitting on the bed looking crazy, trying to think of ways to talk him out of bettering himself. A mother, so called. Her son, like in my day, you come home and tell your mother, "Hey, mom, I'm finna get a job." Your mother will rejoice. Yes, beautiful. Oh, thank God. But now you come home and tell your mother you finna get a job, and she might just curse you out. What, you gonna leave me now? Because my mother had a husband. She didn't have to worry about us leaving, because she with her husband to this day. My mother and father is still together. My mother had a husband in the house, so she didn't have to worry about her sons leaving to become their own men. And that's why I said earlier, a lot of these men get with these women, and they don't try to level them up at all. Hey, why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? Why don't you, learn how to cook, sell some plates or something? Even if you're in a bad situation where you're on Section 8, fucking get a hustle. Make some extra money. Do something. says, tremble, ye women that are eased, be troubled, ye careless ones. That's careless. You don't care about your son's future. You want him to be on Section 8 and limited to the life that you live because you thought because that was all you knew. You thought that was the cream of the crop. And it's not. And she said link card, so I know she's in Chicago. It's all kind of fucking opportunities out in Chicago. You know, I don't know how bad the economy has gotten but when I was living out in Chicago, it was all kind of opportunities. You know, we know brothers in Chicago that's doing pretty well. You know, Lord be with them brothers, man. You know, but we know brothers out there that's doing pretty good. It says, be troubled, ye careless ones, strip you and make you bare, and gird sackcloth upon your loins. You know? So the time for these women that's been living off the system has been, that's been making it, with living on Section 8 and living on the government and then talking shit. I don't need no nigga. And now men are desensitized to women at this point. Now there's all these videos coming out. Men don't approach women anymore because men have become desensitized to women and feminism and the games that women play. Men don't want it. They don't fucking want it anymore. And now we're in the time where y'all about to fall, and then now men are gonna be like, fuck you. Hey, it's gonna be a lot of fucking get back. Cause a lot of these men have woken up, man, to the games that women play, man. And women, they are so baited into those traps and those games that they're embedded into their subconscious. So even if they try to change, they can't, because that old demon is always lurking in the background, ready to destroy some shit, ready to tear up, ready to get cut loose. Yeah, I worked on myself and I changed. I don't fucking believe it. If you ain't in this truth and you ain't praying to Yahweh Bashim Yahushua to change you and trying to keep the laws, then you just a nigga. Don't get me wrong. There's some halfway decent women out here that was, that had a decent upbringing, and that's kind of okay, but the majority of them are fucking through. Finish, man. Or you go to the house and look in the garbage and you see fucking chicken nugget bags and pizza boxes, man. You gotta think twice. Yeah, man. But with that, I'm gonna give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, Bashim Krakodash. Double honor to our apostles, honor to you brothers out there pushing the word. Shalom.